It's Week 7 of the National Football League, and we have Stephon Gilmore. He's one of the last guys you want to target in coverage. It's the Lions and the Packers, and it's kicking off next on Madden NFL 25.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Lions team entering play. They come in with some fresh legs as they got the week off last week thanks to the early season bye.
And usually you hope your bye comes a little bit later in the year. But when you get a chance to get fresh legs back, you take that time and you run with it.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Packers, they've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the first overall selection of the 2016 draft. From Cal, it's Jared Goff.
And coming off of an early season open week. And in this situation, what he told us when we sat down with him was he spent a lot of time working on fundamentals, kind of getting back to basics during that time, as opposed to having to worry about healing up or resting up. It's too early in the season. Get back to the basics, get his game going again.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Another run for Gibbs here. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. The Lions in a very solid 4-1 here in the early part of the year. And they come in with fresh legs. They got the extra time off thanks to an early season open week.
And usually your hope is that your open week comes a little bit later in the year. But when you get a chance to get your fresh legs back, you have to take that time and run with it, and that's what they're trying to get done here.
The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. 3rd down here. You look at this Packers defense. They're trying to cover up some holes in the secondary. Right now, bottom 5 in the league against the pass at number 28.
They'll take that play right there.
Here's a diving catch right side. It's a gain of 14 and a 1st down for Detroit.
Every coach we ever talk to says to his team before the game, quick start, guys. Let's get out of the gate fast. How about that? They took his lesson to heart, didn't they?
They did exactly that. A nice diving catch here on the game's opening drive. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Gibbs straight ahead. And he'll get what he can up the middle. 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Packers, they were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. DeAndre Hopkins, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions are on the board first here this afternoon. Let's make no bones about it. On paper, they're the better team. They're at home. That's a strong opening drive.
And just think how many times we've seen this type of a matchup. Just what you said. Better team at home should steamroll them. And we've seen it go the other way. Sometimes, though, they buy into it and understand we are the better team. Let's go out and prove it right now.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. 6'4" Jordan Love taking the field for the first time. The 2020 first-round pick from Utah State set to lead Green Bay.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Got his man. That's Luke Musgrave. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
Defense gives up a touchdown on the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. They go bootleg. Love. A short throw to Musgrave. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. 2nd and 9 from the 44. And see, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job harder because you know you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level, and sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too fine, instead of just letting it rip. And I think that's more the priority than trying to be absolutely perfect.
Love now. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 35. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. On play action. Love to throw. That one out wide and intercepted. It's Brian Branch with it. And the Lions are going to take possession here at their own 33.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different color jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
The Lions offense led by their running back headed out for the 2nd possession. And he's made his presence felt in the passing game throughout the season. You look at the NFL's leader in receiving yards by a running back. His name right there at the top. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They've got the 7-0 lead. Now they've got the football back after their defense got the stop, CD. And you get the feeling if they could score here, they really have all the momentum on their side.
And you just wonder right now, is the quarterback and the play caller totally in sync? Are they of one mind to, hey, what worked last time? Let's keep doing it until they stop us. Or do they go to a different section in the playbook, show them something different? Either way, they want a repeat of their first drive.
Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down. You look at this Packers defense. They're trying to cover up some holes in the secondary. Right now, bottom 5 in the league against the pass at number 28.
They're in the bottom 10 in the league. I mean, when you look at their talent, you would think that they'd be much better. Overall, I don't think there's any question you'd have to say that they've underachieved.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. First catch here by St. Brown. Good for a first down. Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. 43 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Here's Goff. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Now Goff. He finds Hopkins complete. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. He had the touchdown on the opening drive. Now he's got a first down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Throwing again is Goff. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
That's complete, right around the 8. And they'll rally and stop him short of the first down at about the 6. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. They go ahead and snap it. Goff. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins. His second touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Lions' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And it's now 14-0. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it's finished off by the touchdown from DeAndre Hopkins. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The Packers offense here coming back out for their second drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown. So decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Second down, Jacobs once more. And no luck at all to start this drive as they're going to drop him behind the line for a second straight play. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Packers with the football here to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. On now is the Packers punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And that's a 48-yard punt with a coverage holding him to 3 on the return. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense and Jahmyr Gibbs headed back onto the field. We take a look at the league leaders in receiving touchdowns out of the backfield. And his numbers are superior to the rest of his peers at this point in the season. And they start things off with a carry by Gibbs here. Down the right sideline. And he's going to step out of bounds all the way down at the 20. And he continues to have success running the ball here in the first half as he's already closing in on 100 yards for the game. So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Now it's Goff. Got St. Brown running the quick slant here. And the Lions are going to be set up for the 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Now Goff. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Jared Goff with his 3rd touchdown pass of the afternoon. And the Lions have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Well, just a sensational start for this offense, Charles. 3 drives, 3 passing touchdowns.
Is that like mentioning a perfect game in baseball? Or are we cool to do it here in football, partner?
No, I think you can do it here in football. I think perfect game in baseball, that's its own category.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Could not imagine a worse start for that secondary. Or let's face it, a better one for this offense. No chance they stop passing now the way that it's going. I think they'll continue to press the ball downfield and hopefully reap the same results.
Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Packers offense set to go. And they are trying to create some separation within the division. And look, CD, I know that this is still the first half of the season, but this is a big matchup no matter where it falls, because these are the top 2 teams right now in that division.
And if you can build a bit of a cushion as you head towards the second part of the season, that allows you to survive the expected injuries, potential upset losses, all of those things, and still be in good shape.
Love, they go play action now. Caught on the right side, Reed. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 26 big yards on that one. It's another first down. Play action this time with Love. That's to Kraft, the tight end. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Throwing. Love. He finds his man. Complete. That's Jacobs. And the Packers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
Touchdown, Packers! Jaden Reed, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Packers are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Down 3 scores already. This game was really in danger of getting away from them. They needed a drive like that, especially on the road.
Not only to calm themselves, but maybe tamp down the crowd a little bit, because everything was against them. As you noted, this game could have gotten away from them very easily, but instead, the calming drive, now they have a little bit more confidence. Okay, we're back in it. All right, we're ready to go. That was impressive.
And the defense now needs to reciprocate. Carlson back out there now to send this one away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. Detroit's offense ready to take over. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves.
Oh, a first mistake for them in the ball game as it's intercepted. So, really, the first speed bump that this offense has encountered, they've had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them, because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it'll be second down. Now Love. And that's complete to McCaffrey. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. First target, first catch, and a first down.
And a nice job by the two of them to not only connect on the pitch and the catch, but to carry over their practice work to the game field. They saw the adjustment by the defense, made an adjustment themselves, and picked up the first down.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, and that's going to bring up second down. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. This is first and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Here's Love. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And the Lions are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line. CD, when he went to throw that, I'm not sure if he just didn't see where the defense was, or whatever the case, not the throw you're looking for on first and goal.
Not at all, because, look, let's face it, that close to the goal line, if you throw an interception, is going to hurt on any down. But really, the only down you can kind of live with is if you do it on 4th down. The first 3, if you don't have it wide open, just get rid of it. Make sure they can't get it and live to fight another down. First and goal, and you throw the pick, not good at all.
From his goal line here, Goff. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. And from the 4, they get it to the 8 on a pickup of 4. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Goff. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Goff now looking to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think there he had to come off of his primary receiver in a big way, just trying to get it to a secondary guy, unable to get that play completed.
Checked down, but didn't even have enough time to do that. Incomplete. Man open left side. It's his running back with it. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. 2 first downs have them up to the 41 now for 1st and 10. Here's Goff. It's complete downfield out left to his running back. A very solid gain of 27.
Boy, a lot of moving parts on this play, but what a nice design to leak the running back out to the left and send him down the field. And a good job spotting him and hitting him for a big play.
Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. And the Packers are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line.
Well, those have been a problem for him all season, and never quite as much as they have in these last few minutes. Let's count it up now. A pair of picks on his team's last 2 drives and double-digit interceptions this season. I don't care if you're the best in the game or an undrafted rookie. You've got to take better care of the football or you're going to cost your team chances.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And pass past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they're having panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. They will throw again here with Jordan Love. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 42. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. Final play of the half. Love. Open man is Musgrave, the tight end. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. So we've reached halftime here in Detroit with the Lions out on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll begin out in the windy city of Chicago, and it's the Bears who have the lead. DJ Moore, a touchdown reception. From there, we head down south to Atlanta. Check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they trail the visiting Colts as that one's gone to the intermission. Josh Downs, a touchdown catch in that first half. Finally, let's get to the country music capital of the world. See what's happening with the Titans at home in Nashville. And that one's gone to the half with the visiting Broncos on top. 2 touchdowns in that ball game for Javonte Williams. In the first half, it was the veteran quarterback Jared Goff who had command of the offense. He got off to a hot start with 2 first-quarter touchdown passes, threw another for good measure in the second quarter, so he has been on target throughout. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break, but I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come. Final adjustments being made in both locker rooms. They are just about set to get back to football in Detroit. And for the call of the second half, we'll kick it back up to Ford Field and Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Packers set to get the football first, and they are trailing on the scoreboard as we resume action, ready for the third quarter. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The Packer offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
That'll be caught right side by Reed. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down. Jacobs going to try the middle. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Second down and 8. Love. A short throw to Musgrave. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And Jacobs, I don't think is going to get there. No. It appears they're going to mark him short of the first. On now is the Packers punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. The home team's offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And he has been a monster in the red zone here in these first couple of months of the season. In fact, he leads the NFL in rushing touchdowns. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Drive starts with a run from Gibbs. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. Second down and 6 now.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
In motion goes the tight end. Goff now looks to throw. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. Goff now to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on it.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the...
And yet again, Goff is intercepted. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, third quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now, if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
Here we go, set. Ready?
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. He's dropped just inside the 20. A little second effort there, but couldn't find a whole lot of space. 2nd and 6. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And the Packers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Here's Jacobs. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Josh Jacobs, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Packers take advantage of the short field and finish it off with a quick touchdown.
Sometimes you get a 1st and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9 yard line and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on 1st down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
Carlson's extra point up and good. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. So now Carlson, after the touchdown, called on to send this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The home team's offense and Jared Goff set to take over once more. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And their lead cut in half by that touchdown a moment ago. They are up 7 as they begin this drive 1st and 10. And his fine afternoon on the ground continues. That last run going to put him over 100 yards for the ball game. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Hand off to Gibbs, headed right here. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. To throw is Goff. It's complete to Hopkins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. We have played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Lions holding onto the football, and they also have the lead as we start quarter number 4. 2nd down, and they go back to Gibbs. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some...
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. 4 touchdown passes now for Jared Goff. And the Lions are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this 4th quarter advantage. Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield in the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because so often during a game, our cameras find them looking down at their play sheets, and you wonder if they're absorbing anything. He had something specific in mind, and he went to it, and it worked well.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead now up to 14. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
To throw now. Here's Love. And his throw here's incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
To pass, here's Jordan Love. Throw caught by Musgrave. And they'll get him down 2 yards shy after a pickup of 8. 4th and 2.
I thought maybe when he caught it, he'd have a good chance of getting that 1st down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
Desperation time here. Love on 4th down. And he's got the 1st down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. So this offense able to convert on 4th, and now a fresh set of downs here. 1st and 10. Play fake. Here's Love. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Kirby Joseph. And the Lions are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They have to like the position that they are in. 4th quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. After the interception, here's Goff. His throw incomplete.
He's second in the NFL in interceptions, and you understand why. He plays a game of great intelligence, understands positioning, and has a great ability to break on the football when it's in the air.
So fun to watch his closing speed, and another example of it on that play. And that'll be caught by St. Brown. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Back to throw, Goff. Hard throw, incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe he didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch. Is the arm there, the leg's still there? This has been a tough game. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They'll bring a tight end in motion left. Here we go on 4th. Goff. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. A big pickup of 12 yards on 4th down to keep this drive from stalling.
First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Now Goff. DeAndre Hopkins making the catch. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. 23 yards, the final tally.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Throwing again is Goff. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
The numbers throwing the ball have been great. He's up over 300 yards now for the game.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down. They'll fake the give. Now Goff. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. A shotgun snap for Goff. Packer pressure, and down he goes. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away.
And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
The Packers offense and quarterback Jordan Love heading back out onto the field. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news, but this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Working out of the gun, Love. He'll go over the middle to Reed, complete.
It's going to be a nice pickup, but he also takes a pretty good lick at the end of that one.
Now Love.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he's going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. To the air again, Love. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Well, down 2 scores in the 4th quarter. It maybe wasn't quite desperation time, but it was getting close. And that interception there on the deep ball, that probably slams the door on their chances.
And maybe that was the thought process, that it wasn't quite desperation time, So now you take the shot before they're going to lay back any farther on defense. Go ahead and throw it downfield. Unfortunately, it didn't work.
And Detroit back in possession of the football.
Now, the previous drive they punted, but that was just the first time they've had to do so in this game.
And when they turn on the game film, the coaches will rant about this, right? They'll say, oh, God, we got to move the ball, guys. We can't punt the ball away. But they have to keep smiles off their faces because that's the first time in the game they've had to do so. They've moved it quite well. They'll overall be happy with what they've seen.
A give right side for Gibbs.
And he will make his way back to where he started from, and that's all, as we will make our way to the 2-minute warning. No gain on the play there, second down. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Goff.
That is caught.
Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Throwing now, Goff. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
One of the great coaches said football's really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush won, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
Here's Goff. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Badgley's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
After the made field goal, Badgley back out there for the kickoff.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Green Bay's offense ready to go again. And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line.
But probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores.
And my goodness, another interception. It's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone, and he'll return it to the 24-yard line.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years, but here we go. Goff going to throw it. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Throwing right, and that's complete. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that.
And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. And they won't run a play here, no victory formation. They will indeed try to get 3 more. He hit his first one, this from 44 yards out now. Badgley able to knock this one through, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Well, this is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here.
So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. Charles, for this losing side, their heads are hanging as they walk off the field today. And really, I mean, we know why. Those 3 turnovers by that offense, that's ultimately what doomed them.
And this is what coaches preach all the time to every team that we ever talk with. Taking care of the ball on offense, trying to take it away on defense. And let's face it, when you give it away 3 times in one game, you make it very difficult for your team to get the W.
So for the Lions, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for the Packers, they dropped just their 2nd game so far as they fall to 5-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.